Let's get one thing clear. Stress doesn't break leaders, it builds them. When the pressure's on, when the world feels like it's closing in, when your back's against the wall and there's no obvious way forward, that's when true leaders rise, not someday, not when it's convenient, right now. So what do leaders do when life gets stressful? They don't panic, they don't whine, they don't look for the escape hatch. They shift their state, because hear this, you cannot create a solution in a survival mindset. You can't build your future with clenched fists and shallow breath. Leaders master their emotional state first. Physiology before strategy. They breathe deeper, they move their body, they command their nervous system like a warrior. Why? Because your state creates your story, and your story determines your actions. And once they've shifted their state, then and only then, they lock in on what they can control, not the economy, not politics, not the past. Leaders zero in on their next step. They take ownership, total, ruthless ownership. They ask better questions, because stress lives in bad questions. Why is this happening to me? Is a victim's question. Leaders ask, what's the gift in this? What's this teaching me? What can I create from this? And guess what? Better questions build better futures. Leaders don't rely on willpower. They don't wait for motivation. They build rituals. When it's hard, they lean into the system. Morning routine, breathwork, cold showers, silence, sweat, whatever it is. They own their rituals so the chaos around them doesn't own them. They guard their mind like a castle. No garbage input. No toxic news loops. They feed their brain empowering thoughts, powerful language, and the kind of people who hold them accountable to the best version of themselves. And above all, they lead themselves first, before they speak to the team. Before they fix the business, before they walk into that room, they get right with themselves. And stress, that's fuel. Pressure, that's training. Chaos, that's a call to become more. Leaders reframe the storm as the next level in disguise. They're not addicted to comfort, they're committed to growth, because every stressful moment is a test, and passing the test unlocks a greater version of who you are. They don't focus on problems, they stay locked in on the outcome. Not the fear, but the vision. They live there, they feel it in their bones. That's what pulls them through when everything else screams to quit. And here's a big one, they don't isolate, they call in their tribe, their inner circle, their mentors, their coaches. They know that going alone is weak. They build power through proximity. They serve. They contribute. They use stress as fuel to give. Because when you're contributing, when you're pouring into others, you're no longer a prisoner of your own problems. And finally, they make decisions fast, clean, clear, because indecision is stress in disguise. Leaders decide and then they adjust. Action kills fear. So if life's been stressful lately, good, that's your moment, that's your weight room, that's your proving ground. Don't wait for the storm to pass. Become the storm, and remember, leaders don't escape stress, they transform it.